Okay, everyone. TOEFL review exercise skill 23, 27. Anyway, tonight we are going to do this exercise first. For the early minutes, we are going to do TOEFL review exercise skill 23 until 27. If you still remember how to do it, as usual, first read the option, then analyze the keyword to find the topic. After find the topic, find the detailed question. And remember that question in part B and part C always comes in order. So based on the speaker, what is being spoken first, that is will be questioned first. Ya, apa yang dibicarakan pertama akan ditanyakan juga di awal. Okay, we have 12 member here. Has anyone got this page? Okay, after do this exercise, we are going to do the exercise that I sent earlier this afternoon. Yeah, practice test from ETS. After that, what are we going to do? We are continuing structure. Since structure still on skill 19, right? Masih skill 19 kan structure-nya. Nanti kita bantu menyelesaikan structure. Okay? TOEFL review exercise skill 23 until 27. Please read the option first. I'm going to open the file and play it. Here we go. I am playing it. If in several seconds you can't hear it, please tell me. Kalau beberapa detik belum kedengaran, kasih tahu saya ya. Here we go.
TOEFL Review Exercise, Skills 23 through 27. In this exercise, you will use all of the information that you learned in Skills 23 through 27. Talk 1. Questions 1 through 4. Listen to a talk by a librarian.
Hello and welcome to the library. I'm Ms. Martin, the assistant librarian, and this is the library orientation tour for new graduate students in the business department. If you are not a newly admitted graduate student or your major is not business, then you are in the wrong place. Now let's get started. I'm sure you understand that as graduate students, you'll be required to do a tremendous amount of research. Here at the library, we try to make this process as easy as possible for you. The library is open for extensive hours, from 7 a.m. until midnight 7 days a week, so that you'll have access to library research facilities almost any time that you want. During final exam week, the library is open 24 hours a day, and there are library staff members available to help you whenever the library is open. During this tour, we will be concentrating on two areas of the library. The first area is the computerized search facilities, which are located on the second floor of the library. On the computer systems located in this area, you can conduct computer searches for books as well as articles in magazines, newspapers, and journals. On the floor above the computer area are reference materials devoted specifically to business. In this area, you can find references for books and periodicals related to business and annual reports on major corporations. Now that we have completed this little introduction, we're ready to start the tour. Please follow me.
Number 1. Who is Ms. Martin talking to? Number 2. What are the library's hours during final exam week? Number 3. What two areas will the tour concentrate on? Number 4. What are the students probably going to do next? Talk 2. Questions 5 through 8. Listen to a talk in a lecture series.
This is the fourth lecture in a series of personal health care lectures presented by Student Health Services. I'm Dr. Hall, a dermatologist, and tonight I will be speaking about the effects of stress on the skin. The relationship between skin problems and stress is rather complicated. Skin problems often accompany stress, but it is not the stress itself that directly causes the skin problems. Instead, it is the side effects of stress, such as the use of alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine, that are often to blame. Alcohol consumed in large quantities can cause problems with the skin by increasing the flow of blood to the skin. This makes the skin feel warmer and can really worsen the itching that accompanies conditions such as hives or rosacea. Nicotine and caffeine, on the other hand, cause problems by reducing the supply of blood to the skin. This, in turn, keeps the skin from being properly nourished. The best defense for your skin in times of stress is therefore to take the best possible care of yourself. If, when you are in periods of heavy stress, you consume large quantities of alcohol or coffee, or if you smoke heavily, it is your skin that will show the results. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that you will return next week for the next lecture in the series.
Number 5. Who is the speaker? Number 6. What is the topic of the talk? Number 7. Which of the following can worsen itching? Number 8. How does caffeine irritate the skin? Talk 3. Questions 9 through 12. Listen to a lecture given by a professor.
In today's class, we will be discussing the 19th century crash of the gold market. When the U.S. gold market crashed on September 24, 1869, the day became known as Black Friday. What set the stage for the crash was the excessive amount of paper currency issued by the government to finance the Civil War. At the end of the war, speculators in New York tried to capitalize on the inflated price of gold in relation to paper currency by cornering the gold market. Their effort to corner the market was based on what turned out to be false assurances from the president's brother-in-law that the United States government would not sell off any of its gold reserves. When the U.S. Treasury announced $4 million in gold sales, the bottom fell out of the gold market and the price of gold crashed.
Number 9. When was the day known as Black Friday? Number 10. What happened on the day known as Black Friday? Number 11. Who supplied the gold speculators with false information? Number 12. What did the gold speculators want the U.S. government to do? This is the end of listening part C. This is the end of CD 3.
Okay, we have wrapped all the listening exercise in our books, right? Now, let's check it together. Here, I'd like to highlight the answer, and please match and count the correct answer. Number one, talk number one is about tour in the library for whom? Graduate business students, yeah. Number two, if you remember, the narrator mentioned several times about library opens, but the question is, the time for library during the final exam. And the answer is, it is always open, 24 hours. Number three, the area that they are going to visit, it is a computer area and business material since they are business graduate students. Number four, what are they going to do after this? Tell the library. Karena tadi baru prefixnya aja awalan. Number four, Delta. Number five, siapa yang mengasih kuliah? The drug abuse lecturers. Number six, this Bravo. Number seven, what worsen? Apa yang memperburuk? It's alcohol. Eight, Charlie. Nine, the last talk is about gold depository, Black Friday. This Bravo at the end of Civil War. Kemudian apa sih yang dipermasalahkan? The price of gold. Kemudian siapa yang menyebarkan hoax? Zaman dulu sudah ada hoax. Charlie. And false issue. Sebenarnya false issue. And the last, apa yang dilakukan? So it's gold reserves. From these 12 numbers, okay. Pesertanya tetap, tell me how many correct number have you got? Five. Okay, thank you, Miss Erna. Others? 10. Wow, Mr. Farhan. 5, same with 7. 6, Miss Wiwit. Miss Meta? Miss Hoyrun? Miss Arifah? Okay. And 5, 5, 7, 5. Miss Hoyrun and Miss Arifah? Are you with us? Miss Arifah, are you there? Five, Miss. Okay. How about Miss Hairun? Are you there? Oh, Miss Salma. Halo, Miss Salma. Hari ini sangat senyap sekali. Besides, I move into new place. Miss Salma, we have just done TOEFL review exercise skill 23 until 27. And the result, okay, ada yang dapat setengah, ada yang setengah kurang 1, ada yang dapat 10. Karena mungkin warming up setelah seminggu nggak latihan listening, ya. That's why I give you the preface pembukaan. Now, we are going to do the practice test. Anyway, before we do it, is there any question? Ada pertanyaan dulu? Or no? Okay, this is the file. Oh. Listening, it was released by ETS, the institution who makes TOEFL tests. Nah, okay, this is the file that I sent you, right? Listening sample. Now I'm going to play this. Please, everyone, prepare on your notebook. If you have printed the file, you can do it directly on your printed file, printed paper. If you haven't, then please write it on a piece of paper. Bisa di notebook, bisa juga di buku kita yang ada halaman kosong. Okay, or notebook would be better. Number 1 until 50. Okay, write number 1 until 50. Let me give you time 1 minute to write it down. Number 1 until 50. Well, I'm going to display the question on the screen, but if you are afraid if it will get delayed, you can open it from your device. Okay, the file before in our group, you can download it and open it by yourself or through your device, just in case you want to scroll up, scroll down, or zoom in or zoom out. Bisa dibuka sendiri di device-nya, atau kalau yakin screen-nya Miss Tistia lancar, boleh lihat di screen aja. Here it is. Really cover samples exercise. I'm playing it. If you can't hear it, please tell me. Kalau belum kedengeran, tolong kasih tahu.
Section 1. Listening Comprehension. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversations and talks in English. There are 3 parts to this section, with special directions for each part. Answer all the questions on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers in this test. Do not take notes or write in your test book at any time. Do not turn the pages until you are told to do so. Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording, you hear,
I don't like this painting very much.
Neither do I.
What does the man mean? In your test book, you read A. He does not like the painting either. B. He does not know how to paint. C. He does not have any paintings. D. He does not know what to do. You learn from the conversation that neither the man nor the woman likes the painting. The best answer to the question, what does the man mean, is A. He does not like the painting either. Therefore, the correct choice is A. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part A with the first conversation.
Number 1.
No, I asked you to get me the economics test book, not the textbook.
Oh, no wonder the cashier looked at me that way.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 2.
You did an excellent job on that presentation.
Thanks. I put a lot of time into it.
What does the woman mean? Number 3.
I can't find my wallet, and it has more than $100 in it.
Calm down a minute. Have you checked the coat you had on this morning?
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 4.
I waited for you at the library for more than 30 minutes yesterday. Weren't we supposed to meet at noon?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I've been so wrapped up in my science project, it just slipped my mind.
What does the man mean? Number 5.
This is the most boring dormitory party I've ever been to.
It certainly could use some livening up.
What does the man imply? Number 6.
I've got 3 exams tomorrow. I can't possibly study for all of them.
I'm just glad I'm not in your shoes.
What does the woman mean? Number 7.
My roommate Karen makes the best salads. I don't understand why mine never taste as good as hers.
It's not such a mystery. She's a vegetarian and has simply perfected the art.
What does the man mean? Number 8.
Do you think you could help me get a new couch into my apartment this weekend?
Didn't you make arrangements to have it delivered? That'd be easier, and it's free.
What does the man suggest the woman do? Number 9.
The opening of the new photo exhibit was great. I thought you said you were coming too, to meet the artist.
Oh, no. That was last weekend?
What can be inferred about the man? Number 10.
Are you going to buy that? I'm not sure I like it on you.
Well, it is comfortable. Perfect for our trip. Maybe I'd better find a mirror so I can see how it looks.
What is the man doing?
Number 11.
Ugh, I can't figure out why I can't get my computer to print.
Did you check the cables? Sometimes they just get loose.
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 12.
I'm going out to the golf course this afternoon. Would you like to come along? I could use a few pointers on my game.
I'd be glad to, but I'm not sure what I could show you.
What does the man mean? Number 13.
I think I'll take 3 of these tablets. My head is killing me.
You'd better read the label carefully first.
What does the woman imply the man should do? Number 14.
I thought you weren't planning to come home for supper.
Oh, but I was.
What does the woman mean? Number 15. I'm really looking forward to taking up piano this semester.
I hope you do better than I did when I took lessons. I just don't have an ear for music.
What does the woman mean? Number 16.
Did you pick up some French bread at the bakery?
A sign on the window said closed. Please call again. What does the man mean? Number 17.
I'm nervous about the job interview I have this afternoon.
Relax. Just let them know about your background. It's perfect for the job.
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 18.
I really don't see the value of these modern paintings. They look like the kind of pictures my 4-year-old nephew paints.
And I'll bet he uses brighter colors, too.
What can be inferred about the speakers? Number 19. Are you flying or taking the train home for the summer?
Neither. Since I've got this job at the university library, my parents are just going to come visit sometime in July.
What does the woman mean? Number 20.
Do you have any idea when tonight's rehearsal will be over?
Beats me. You could try asking Jeff.
What does the man mean?
Go on to the next page.
Number 21.
The music we were playing last night didn't disturb you, did it?
I was trying to get some work done. What does the man imply about the music? Number 22.
The election's tomorrow. Do you want to help me put up some more campaign posters?
I don't see why we should bother. The people who are going to vote have already made up their minds. What does the man imply? Number 23.
Jessie's doing well in chemistry now, isn't she?
Yes, she's really come a long way.
What does the man say about Jessie? Number 24. I give up. I'll never learn how to ski as well as you.
Don't be discouraged. Remember, I practically grew up on skis.
What does the woman imply? Number 25.
Your neighbors used to grow the most wonderful peaches.
You have a good memory. The tree went down in a storm a few years ago, and I'd completely forgotten about it.
What does the man imply? Number 26.
Jack's plan to move across the country and start his own business is really brave, but I hope he knows what he's doing.
Oh, I know. I can't help but wonder how he's ever going to manage it.
What does the man mean? Number 27. I hear that Professor Jones is going to be on the news tonight. Could I come over and watch it?
Well, a bunch of us from class are going to go over to Dave's to watch it. Want to join us?
What will the speakers probably do this evening? Number 28.
I've been combing the classifieds for an apartment.
I think there are some good rentals on the bulletin board outside the student center. What does the man suggest the woman do? Number 29.
Look at it pour. So much for our tennis game.
Yeah, and since it's supposed to keep up all night, we ought to forget about tomorrow's lunch game, too.
What does the man imply? Number 30. The phone will be installed tomorrow.
Oh, so you did order it.
What had the woman assumed?
This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part B are being read. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part B with the first conversation.
Questions 31 through 34. Listen to part of an interview between a student newspaper reporter and a professor.
Professor Smith, let me make sure my information is accurate. The title of your book is Moving People, the New York Subway and Urban Development. It's 312 pages long, and it will be published next month.
That's right. You should be sure to make clear that I'm not the sole author. My co-author is Kathleen Douglas.
Oh, yes, I have that. So why write about the subways?
I'm a cultural historian, and I'm interested in the impact of technology on people's lives. The subways increased everyone's mobility. How cheap, efficient transportation changed life in New York. That's really the focus.
Have the subways been around a long time?
Some unsuccessful attempts were made as far back as the 1870s. But the history of the subways really begins with the founding of the IRT, the Interborough Rapid Transit Company, in 1900. Today we call it the IRT.
So the IRT built the first subway in 1900?
They started work in 1900, but it took 4 years to dig the tunnel and lay the track for the first line.
And it was a success?
Oh, yes. People knew it would transform their lives. 100,000 rode the train the first day. I've got some great pictures of that day.
Are they in the book?
Yes, those and quite a few others. Actually, Kathleen collected the photographs. I was going over this set when you arrived.
Number 31. What is the main topic of the interview? Number 32. Who is Kathleen Douglas? Number 33. What aspect of the New York subway especially interests the professor? Number 34. What will the professor probably do next? Questions 35 through 38. Listen to a conversation between two students who are members of the computer club.
Sorry to say this, Pam, but I think we're going to have to cancel tonight's planning meeting.
You're kidding, Tom. With a computer fair only 2 weeks away? Is the weather that bad?
Well, I just listened to the noon forecast on the radio, and the snow's supposed to start between 2 and 3 and continue throughout the afternoon and evening. Some other campus clubs have already announced they're not meeting.
Gee, I'd hate to cancel, though. There's so much to do to get ready.
I know what you mean, but if the weather's bad, we probably wouldn't get much of a turnout anyway. Remember how many computer club members live far from campus?
Maybe you're right. And Kathy told me yesterday that the publicity's all taken care of.
And I've made the arrangements for the rooms we'll be using, so that's all set too.
Sounds as if we're further ahead than I thought. Maybe we could just postpone the meeting till tomorrow night.
I think we'd better wait a couple of days until the road's clear. How about the day after tomorrow? I could get on the phone and let everyone know.
I'll split the list with you. That way we'll each have only 10 calls to make.
Great. And when I talk to Sarah, I'll find out how the response from the computer vendors has been.
Last I heard, there were about 20 software companies coming.
I guess everything's coming along all right then. Let's just hope we have good weather the day of the fair.
Number 35. What are the speakers working on? Number 36. Why do the speakers decide to cancel the meeting? Number 37. Where is the planning meeting scheduled to take place? Number 38. How are the speakers going to let club members know about the change in plans?
This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Latest use of computer graphics. B. To discuss the possibility of an economic depression. C. To explain the workings of the brain. Answer to the question, why does the speaker recommend watching the program, is D. It will help with coursework. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk.
Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk by an anthropologist.
To continue our series of recordings from the museum's archives, this afternoon you will have the opportunity to hear a preeminent Native American storyteller, Joseph Medicine Crow. This museum is fortunate to have some of the recordings of legends and other stories he has collected from his native Crow culture, which is one of the Plains Indian groups. To understand the significance of these recordings, it is important to remember that the history and traditions of Native Americans were not written down. Instead, they were passed down from one generation to the next by tribal storytellers. Often, these storytellers were specially trained. They were chosen for the role when young and charged with remembering and sharing their people's oral history, a tradition that no longer exists. Joseph Medicine Crow recorded and saved the stories of his grandfather, one of the Crow people's last war chiefs. He also collected the memoirs of other tribal elders. Today, the traditional tribal storytellers Joseph Crow knew as a young man are all gone, so he must now gather information from their children and grandchildren. Now we'll hear a tape of this great storyteller as he recounts a legend of the Crow people. The slides you will see accompanying this story are pictures of artifacts of various Plains Indian cultures.
Number 39. What is the speaker's main purpose? Number 40. Why were storytellers important to Plains Indian cultures? Number 41. According to the talk, why are Joseph Medicine Crow's recordings especially important now? Number 42. Why does Joseph Medicine Crow collect material from storytellers' children? Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a professor in a business class.
I hope you've all finished reading the assigned chapter on insurance, so that you're prepared for our discussion today. But before we start, I'd like to mention a few things your text doesn't go into. It's interesting to note that insurance has existed in some form for a very long time. The earliest insurance policies were what were called bottomry contracts. They provided shipping protection for merchants as far back as 3000 BCE. In general, the contracts were often no more than verbal agreements. They granted loans to merchants with the understanding that if a particular shipment of goods was lost at sea, the loan didn't have to be repaid. Interest on the loans varied according to how risky it was to transport the goods. During periods of heavy piracy at sea, for example, the amount of interest and the cost of the policy went up considerably. So you can see how insurance helped encourage international trade. Even the most cautious merchants became willing to risk shipping their goods over long distances, not to mention in hazardous weather conditions, when they had this kind of protection available. Generally speaking, the basic form of an insurance policy has been pretty much the same since the Middle Ages. There are 4 points that were salient then and remain paramount in all policies today. These were outlined in Chapter 6 and will serve as the basis for the rest of today's discussion. Can anyone tell me what one of those points might be?
Number 43. What is the purpose of the professor's talk? Number 44. Who were the first insurance contracts designed to protect? Number 45. What does the professor say determined the cost of early insurance policies? Number 46. What does the professor say about current insurance policies? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to part of a talk about honeybees.
Communication. What is communication? Some of you will say it is language. But is communication just limited to human language? You might be surprised to learn that scientists have discovered that honeybees have a form of communication that is as complicated and as effective as human language. Honeybees communicate by dancing. For example, when a honeybee finds food, it returns to its hive and performs a dance. This dance communicates a message about the food. Basically, there are 3 types of dances: the round dance, the sickle dance, and the tail-wagging dance. In all 3 dances, the number of turns in the bee's dance tells the other bees how far the food is from the hive. The angle of the bee's dance in relation to the sun tells the direction of food from the hive. So, you see, honeybees communicate using one form of nonverbal communication. Can anyone suggest another form of nonverbal communication used by animals?
Number 47. What aspect of honeybees does the speaker discuss? Number 48. According to the speaker, what does the honeybee communicate through its dances? Number 49. What does the speaker say about the honeybee's system of communication? Number 50. What does the speaker ask the listeners to do at the end of the talk? This is the end of Section 1, Listening Comprehension. Stop work on Section 1.
Okay. Phew. How does it feel? Now, we're here to answer all of them, and here we are going to check the answer. Oops, let me make it bigger. Now, here are the answer. As usual, once you finish taking and counting the correct numbers, please tell me in the chat box. We are going to see it, the conversion score. Kita lihat conversion score-nya. Yes, okay. The others. Oops. 34, wow, good. 16, it's okay, Miss Ainul, Mr. Manggala. Oh ya, kalau teman-teman merasa, 21, thank you Miss Bibit. Kalau teman-teman merasa, Miss kok ini agak beda ya dari yang kita pelajari? No, actually not. Kalau teman-teman tadi mendengarkan, ada yang skill agreement, kemudian idioms, ada lagi yang double negatif, kemudian expressing of surprise. Sama, cuma rasanya tone-nya atau mungkin vibes-nya berbeda dari yang kita pelajari, but actually kontennya sama. Itu aja kontennya. I can admit, harus saya akui kalau di exercise ini lebih banyak ke conclusion-nya. Maksudnya kita menyimpulkan implication. Sebenarnya bersama seperti yang who is doing what, kemudian predict, sama aja. Kok nggak beda. Oke. Okay. Maybe another comments about the question? Anyway, talking about conversion score, this one. Okay, the correct number you got is vertical raw score atau nilai mentah. Untuk mendapatkan nilai TOEFL-nya, kita perlu dikonversi like this. Tadi betul, saya dapat 15, Miss. Oke, Divan. The number right score range, ini jumlah betulnya. Kemudian section 1, converted score. Ini konversi untuk nilai listening, section 1. Section 2, structure, sama section 3, reading. I got 15, Miss. So, nilai betulnya 15, kemudian dikonversikan. Oh, nilainya 40. Oke, kalau listeningnya dapat 15, kemudian structure sama readingnya 15 juga berarti masih di line ini. 40, 42, 37. Kemungkinan nilainya 400. Ini saya dapat 16. 16 berarti di antara sini. 15, 16, 17. 40, 41. Berarti converted score-nya 41. Jadi berapa lagi? 21. 21 di sini. Oke. 45 conversion score-nya, 45. 34 ya, 34 berarti di sini, 33, 34, 35, 51, 52. 52. Kita baru dapat section 1. Miss, ini kuncinya tadi cuma 40 ya? 50. Did I write only 40? Sampai 50 itu, Miss? Want to check again? Lanjutannya, boleh dicek lagi. Oke, yang tadi, setelah nilainya dikonversi, just in case besok teman-teman having post test di structure sama di reading, nanti bisa dijumlahkan setelah dikonversi. Oh iya, it's okay. Nanti dijumlahkan, 3 nilai itu dijumlahkan, kemudian dibagi 3 dikali 100. Nah, itu adalah skor TOEFL-nya. I send the score to our group. Did I? Ini saya sudah pernah berkirim converted score ya. Let me check. Not yet. Okay, let me send it later. So, kalau teman-teman punya exercise TOEFL dari luar, misalnya dari internet atau dari manapun, teman-teman mengerjakan, nanti bisa dicek sendiri. Saya butuhnya berapa, nilai konversinya berapa. Seperti itu, 27. 27 berarti here 48. Kalau istiqomah 27 semua, nanti 48, 53, 49. Berarti hampir 500 sepertinya. So, here also we can decide our target. Target saya nilainya 500, Miss. 500 berarti range-nya di sini. Oh, at least I should get 30 correct for listening, kemudian structure-nya harus 30 juga, kan reading-nya harus 30. Oke, batas amannya adalah 30 nomor kalau mau dapat nilai 500. Tapi Miss, kalau misalnya saya listening dapat 50. Nah, listening saya dapat 40, betul. Di sini kan berarti 560. Kemudian structure-nya yang kurang, what is it? Reading-nya biasa aja. Bisa juga nanti yang dilihat tentang ending-nya. Tapi yang membedakan nanti di kertasnya, di CEFR nanti kelihatan. Oh, listening-nya level ini, structure-nya ini, dan reading-nya level ini. So, how do you calculate? Sum of the score, converted scores, then divided by 3 times 10. Bagi 3 kali 100. Kalau 10 sih 100. Kalau pakai ini juga bisa. 100 bagi 3. Sama aja. Okay. Thank you. You have done well on listening dalam harian sampai akhir ini. Thank you for your participation and activeness in listening. Now, we are moving. Listeningnya ditutup, but you are free to ask question related to listening or other skill. Okay, now let's check about structure. Yeah, we are helping Miss Titik to finish. Oh, wait a moment. Structure until what skill, everyone? Sampai skill berapa ya? Isn't it 19? Oke, buka. Silakan dibuka untuk skill structure-nya. 19. This one ya, terakhir. Double exercise skill 15 until 19. Is that? Now, let's do this. TOEFL review exercise. TOEFL review exercise skill 1 until 19 sambil pemanasan. Tadi habis dari listening, kemudian kita sekarang structure. Untuk pemanasan, please do this. TOEFL review exercise skill 1 until 19. Your time is 5 minutes. 10 numbers, 5 minutes. 2 more minutes. Okay, it's already 5 minutes that we discuss this. Maybe the style between Miss Titi and Miss Titi is different, but okay, I hope you can enjoy it. Same with when we are doing listening, we are discussing number by listening our friends' opinion. What is the correct answer for these numbers? So from number 1, Miss Ainul, blah, 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 variety of flowers in the show from simple carnation to the most exquisite roses. Miss Ainul, number 1, what's your answer?
Bravo.
Bravo. Why do you think so? Kenapa pilih B? Why don't
Untuk
A?
subjek.
Be subject, A can be a subject. D juga bisa jadi subjek.
Nggak tahu.
Betul, butuh subject sama butuh verbs. Look at this. We haven't got any verb yet for the sentence. Variety flowers. There isn't any verb. Oh yeah, when you are doing a structure task, please always find the subject and verb first. Selalu cari di nomor apapun, entah itu yang completing atau error, cari subjek sama verbnya dulu. Setelah itu identify. Ini kurang apa? Kurang subjeknya atau verbnya, atau kalau subjek sama verbnya sudah ada, tinggal dilihat apakah kurang conjunction, kurang part of subject, part of object. Nah, lain-lainnya tinggal menyusul. Yang paling utama cari subject and verbnya. That's right. Number 1 is A. There was white. There as the subjeknya sebenarnya ini, a wide variety of flowers. Do you remember this part of inversion? Ini maksudnya inversion. Ini gabungan skill 1 yang subjek sama verb dan inversion. Kalau ada keterangan there, here, nah verbnya muncul dulu setelah subjek. Was, verb. There, keterangan tempat. What could be numbers? Number 2, Miss Arifa. The wages, blah, 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 that board are worth from 1 to 20 points each. The answer?
A.
A. There are on a. Kita perlu apa di sini? What is the subject of the sentence? Halo, Miss Arifah.
The wages.
That's right. Sudah adakah verbnya? Betul, subjeknya the wages. Verbnya sudah ada belum?
Belum.
How about these are? Ada, sudah ada verbnya.
Oh ya, yang are word itu ya?
That's right. Word is adjective. Are-nya verbs. Oh, kita sudah punya subject sama verbs. Kemudian ada conjunction nggak? Unfortunately, there isn't any conjunction here. So it is simple. It is one sentence with one clause. Cuma ada satu subject sama verb. Kalau kita pilih A, nanti double subject, double verb. Padahal nggak ada conjunction. So we can choose A. Yang mana? B juga ada verbnya. C ada verbnya. Makanya jawabannya
D.
Delta. That's right. Kita nggak boleh, remember, if it is simple sentence, kalau sentence-nya cuma ada satu verb, satu subject, dan tidak punya conjunction, berarti itu simple sentence. No conjunction means only one subject and one verb. If there are two subject, there are two verbs, then they need one conjunction. Ketika ada 3 subjek, ada 3 verb, berarti mereka perlu 2 conjunction. Selalu seperti itu. Conjunction kurang 1. Jumlahnya kurang 1 dibanding subjek dan verb. Subjeknya 2, verbnya 2, conjunctionnya 1. Dan seterusnya. Kalau nggak ada conjunction, subjeknya 1, verbnya 1 aja. Number 3, Miss Erna. Charlie, the company producing many new movies for release after the new season begins. That's right, it's missing subject. But do we already have verbs here? Kita sudah punya verb belum?
Not yet.
Not yet. If you just see, it's only subject then. Berarti kita nggak bisa pilih C sama D ya, karena cuma subjek. Yang mana? A or D?
A.
That's right. A. Kenapa nggak pilih D aja? Sama-sama ada the company sama is-nya.
Sudah jadi subject verb.
That's right. Yang D juga ada subject verb-nya, tapi look at di sini, ada conjunction Y. Padahal kalimatnya simple sentence. Cuma ada subjek satu, subjek sama verbnya aja. So we don't need conjunction here. Remember, ketika kalimatnya simple atau one clause, cuma ada satu subjek sama verb, tidak perlu pakai conjunction. Why is conjunction, right? Connectors, kata hukum. Ini kalimatnya simple. His company is producing. Be careful, either the present participle, verbnya ini adjective atau verb. Kalau verb berarti dia perlu is. Kalau kata sifat, baru nggak perlu is MR. His company is producing many new movies for release after the new season begins. Look at this, ada konektor di sini. Oh, this one is complex sentence. Sorry, ini kalimatnya kompleks, tapi di sini sudah ada conjunction. Ada subjek lagi di sini, the new seasons. Verbnya begins. So we don't need another subject. Connectors. Karena sudah punya connectors. Subjeknya 2, his company sama new season, verbnya 2. Is producing sama begins. Conjunctionnya 1, after. Sudah complete. Number 4, Mr. Farhan.
It's bravo, Miss.
Bravo. Why do you choose this? Kenapa pilih bravo?
I don't know, Miss. Maybe because object or something.
Object of something, but for B it can say subject. Ada subjeknya di sini. Terus ada verbnya di sini. It's not B, unfortunately. Another answers? It's not B because it's not the main subject. Main subjeknya bukan, oh ini, sorry. Ini verbnya di. Ini verb, ini subject. But it's not the answer. Subjeknya ini, subjek aslinya tuh ini. 24, 24. 24 merujuk pada apa? Merujuk pada karyanya Emily Dickinson. Miss Meta, maybe number 4. What is your answer? Miss Meta, number 4. Are you there? Another option. Let me tell you. 24 is the main subject and word given is the main verbs. Ini main verbnya. Teman-teman bisa label di sana. Verb utama itu ini. 24 were given title and 7 were published during her lifetime. And this one, we need A only. Kenapa? Kita cuma perlu pelengkapnya aja. Betul, kalau tadi Mr. Farhan bilang objek atau pelengkap. But in this case, we need object of preposition. Of the 1,800 poems that Emily Dickinson wrote, 24 were given. It is not subject because masih ingat scale kedua atau tiga, be careful of object of preposition. Ada preposition in, on, at, of, dan teman-temannya kemudian diikuti benda. Benda. The 1,100 poems that Emily Dickinson wrote, ini juga bukan subject verb karena ada conjunction that, right? Makanya main subjeknya ini 24 were given. Kemudian ada connector and 7 were published. Number 5, Miss Hairun, since an immediate change was needed on an emergency basis, blah blah blah, by the governor to curtail railway expenditure. Which one is the answer, Miss Hairun? Or Mr. Manggala, maybe number 5.
Alpha, maybe. Alpha, maybe.
Okay. Pardon?
Alpha, maybe.
Alpha, so it was. Okay, thank you. Look at this. Since an immediate change was needed, there is conjunction. Ada konektor since di sini. It means this one is not main subject ya. An immediate change was needed. Ini anak kalimatnya. On an emergency basis, berarti kita perlu subjek dan verb utama. Kalau kita alpha, ini conjunction lagi. So it was proposed. Ada conjunction. Bravo. Kalau bravo cuma punya verb aja, subjeknya padahal belum punya. Berarti mana, Mister, yang mengandung subject verb?
Delta.
It is delta. It was proposed. Kenapa nggak boleh pakai so, Miss? Look at this. Cuma ada 2 subjek sama 2 verb. So, kita cuma perlu 1 conjunction aja. That is since. Sudah di depan. And here, it as the main subject was proposed as the main verbs. Number 6, Miss Meta, in the Morgan Library in New York City, blah, 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 of medieval and Renaissance manuscript. Your answer, Miss Meta? Or Miss Salma, maybe? Number 6, Miss Salma.
Charlie.
Charlie, kenapa pilih Charlie? The reason?
Lupa, Miss. Apa namanya?
Ini skill yang baru-baru aja kemarin, belasan nih. 17 kayaknya.
15.
Skill 15, you know it. Inversion.
Bukan.
Inversion.
Skill 16 deh.
Oh ya, 16. Inversion. Invert the subject and verb when there is location. Ketika ada keterangan tempat, subjek sama verbnya dibalik. Here, keterangan tempatnya mana? In the Morgan Library in New York. So, verbnya keluar dulu. Is a collection, bukan a collection is. Okay, a collection of medical. Okay, number 7, Miss Vivit. ABCD. Some fishing fleets might not have been so inefficient in limiting their catch to target species, blah, 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 more strict in enforcing penalties. Look at this, friend. Cluenya ada di sini, might sama more. Miss Vivi, number 7.
Alpha.
Alpha, okay. The governor had been. Some fishing fleets itu a group, karena fish, a fleet of fish. Some fishing fleets might not have been so inefficient in limiting their catches to target species. The governor had been. Kalau tiba-tiba ini, I think we need conjunction here. Nah, kita menggunakan inversion with conditional. Dari mana tahunya conditional, Miss? Selain conditional juga ada komparatif di sini. Salah satu syarat, salah dua malah ini. Ada might as the conditional and comparison, right? That's why kita cari yang pengandaian. Ada B di sini. B, C, D ada, what is it? Ada if-nya. But there is conditional, so we can invert it. So the answer is Charlie. Some fishing fleet might not have been so inefficient in limiting their catch to the target species had the government been more strict in enforcing. Invert the subject and verb when there is conditional. Masih skill-skill terakhir yang kemarin dipelajari dengan Miss Titi. We come back to Miss I know, number 8, Miss. The decimal system currently used in library throughout the word blah 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 or written words in 10 places according to subject.
Delta.
Delta. Oke, kenapa pilih delta?
Butuh verb.
Iya, butuh verb. Subjeknya di sini ya, the Davis decimal system. Kemudian currently sampai word ini a positive, still remember, skill 2, information di antara dua koma. Okay, now we check the meaning. Should it be in passive or active? The Davis decimal systems was divided, dibagi or written words in 10 places according to subject atau membagi. That's the problem. In this case, it is membagi, divides. Kenapa nggak was divided, Miss? Karena di sistemnya yang membagi or written words in 10 places. Misalnya kalau was divided by blah blah blah, was divided into. Ciri-cirinya kalau maknanya passive, but this one is active in simple present. Nyaris betul, konsepnya udah betul, Miss I know. Tinggal dicek meaning dia perlu aktif atau pasif. Number 9, Miss Arifa, individual differences in brainwave activity may shed light on why some people are more prone to emotional stress disorder. Alpha, that others are. Okay, look at this. More prone. Ada, what is it? Comparison. Nah, ini Kalau comparison biasanya diikuti dengan kata apa? She is taller, blah 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 me. He is richer, blah 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 me. Then ya, delta. Bukan the, tapi then. Individual differences in brainwave activity may shed light on why some people are more prone to emotional stress disorder than are others. Ada comparison, kemudian then. Delta. Number 10, Miss Erna. Please the orange juice. Yes, please.
Alpha.
Alpha. It is squeezed. It is freshly squeezed. The orange juice is in a 1 cup serving provide twice the minimum daily requirement for vitamin C. Oke, kalau kita pilih alpha, di sini ada subjek it, kemudian verbnya is squeezed. But when we look at to the question, ada subjek lagi, ya, the orange juice kan, kemudian provides. Kalau berarti nanti bakal ada 2 subjek, 2 verb. The problem is, do we have connectors? No, we don't have any. So, kita nggak bisa pilih subjek sama verb lagi. Jawabannya adalah ini. Freshly squeezed. Squeezed-nya bukan kata kerja, tapi adjective. Skill 5, be careful of past participle adjective. Verb 3 yang menjadi kata sifat. Freshly squeezed. Gitu deh. Sambil ingat-ingat skill awal ya, walaupun sudah jauh sampai skill 19, skill yang awal-awal jangan dilupakan, especially in completing. Yang paling sering, ya, subjek sama verb. Cari subjek sama verb, cari partnya, bagian objek atau bagian verbs, kemudian connector. Connector paling sering kalau di completion ini. Questions maybe, Miss, I need further explanation for these numbers. Feel free to ask. Or no? If no, then we are moving to this. This hardship of water, teman-teman. Boleh sambil minum. The written expression questions. Kalau skill 1 until 19 itu fokus on completing. Enggak deh, ada yang error juga kan. But for this one, we find the error. Kita yang soalnya nomor 16 sampai 40 kalau di TOEFL test. Jadi kalau yang number 1 until 15 kita cari yang betul untuk melengkapi. Kalau ini kita cari yang salah. Dan mencari kesalahan adalah keahlian saya. So here, kalau kita punya ability to find the falsehood, gunakan di sini. Yang punya kemampuan mencari-cari kesalahan, kita gunakan di soal TOEFL aja, yang structure, like written and expression. Well, there are 2 types of error. Ada 2 jenis error yang TOEFL. Okay. Written expression questions. The idea of it is what we are aimed to find at finding the mistakes from the 4 possible options. Look at this example. Okay, there are 2 types of error. The first one is the written, penulisan. Biasanya salahnya pada penulisan, entah itu dalam kata atau penulisan preposition. Seperti tahun harusnya in, tapi ditulisnya on. Kemudian, ini ordinal number, the first, the second, the third. Nah, D-nya ketinggalan. Itu penulisan. Yang pertama mekanik, koma, missing koma, seperti skill-skill yang awal dulu juga bisa muncul di number 16 until 40, missing koma, kemudian ini yang paling sering lagi. What is it? It's about superlative. the form, the written form of superlative or comparative. Kan kalau difficult superlatifnya the most difficult, tapi di sini tulis difficultest, nggak ada kan? That's why this one is error. That's the verse. Error. Penulisan. The second error. The second error is grammatical. Grammatical structures. That is, the novels that you gave me was heard. And di label A, B, C. When we check, oh, ini mekaniknya sudah betul semua. Itu yang pertama kita cek. Mekaniknya, penulisannya sudah betul semua, no problem. Kemudian subjek sama verbnya sudah ada, oh ada miss, ada subjek, the novels, sudah ada verb juga, was heard. Dan kemudian kita cek, sudah correctly grammatical structures, but when we check, we found this, novels, plural, but subject was singular, that's why this one is error. Yang salah adalah Charlie. Yeah, and how to look at the answer, bagaimana cara mencari jawabannya? First, kita cari yang di label. Kata-kata yang di label A, B, C, D. Itu yang pertama. Like this, yang the difficultest, ternyata salah. Number two, kalau yang di label itu nggak ada masalah, mungkin masalahnya adalah yang tidak di label. Dan itu mempengaruhi penggunaan kata on the word labels. The mistake occurred in two ways. The first is mistake it caused by the word itself, mekanik. And the second is when the word is put in the sentence as whole. Ya, sentence secara keseluruhan. Mekaniknya sudah betul. Yang di label nggak ada masalah. Tapi ternyata yang nggak di label mempengaruhi penggunaan kata-kata yang di label. First, look at the words, and then second, look at the whole sentences. Gitu. That's it. Skill ke depan harusnya lebih cepat. So here, the first skill for written expression questions is about problem with subjects and verbs agreement. Agreement, setuju. Jadi, ya ini secara tidak langsung teman-teman sudah belajar nih. Ketika subjeknya singular, verbnya juga singular. The boy walks to school. Subjeknya the boy, verbnya walk, simple present tense. The boys walk to school. Gampang kan? Boysnya plural, verbnya verb plural juga, walk without s. Oke, subjek sama verbnya sudah agree. Look at skill 20. Make verbs agree after prepositional phrases. Hati-hati. Kembali lagi untuk the bagian awal, structure. Kalau ada kata benda muncul setelah preposition, that's not subject. Look at this. The key to the doors are in the drawer. Asterisk indicates error. Kalau ada asterisk, dia error. The keys to the door is in the drawer. Kalau kita nggak hati-hati, we are going to see doors as the subject and verbnya are. And that's correct. But no, there is preposition to here. So the subject is the key, singular. That's why verbnya juga singular, is in the drawer. Same goes with these sentences. With the sentence, the keys to the door is in the drawer. Oh, door-nya singular. Padahal keys-nya plural. So we see which one is the subject, the keys. That's why subjeknya is. Kok is? Are. Itu aja. Not hard, right? Okay. Since this one is easy, skill ini nggak susah, cuma memerlukan ketelitian. Let's do it together. Directly answer this question. Exercise 20, everyone. Number 1 has been done for you. The climbers on the sheer face on the mountain need to be rescued. The climbers. More than one, verbnya need. Okay, correct. Number 2, the interrogation conducted by 3 police officers have lasted for several hours. Do you notice some things? 3 police officers are not the subject because the subject is the interrogation and it is uncountable singular. Ingat, benda-benda uncountable selalu pakai singular verb. So, it's not have, but has. Atau had sekalian di past tense kan. Kok past tense? Past perfect tense. Had verb 3. Atau present perfect boleh. Has lasted for several hours. Okay, let's do it together. Mr. Farhan, number 3. Identify the question. Does the verb and subject agree? And is the sentence correct or incorrect? Number 3, Mr. Farhan. Subjeknya apa?
The tenants, Miss.
The tenants. Verbnya?
Seharusnya are sih. Are giving.
That's right. Okay. The department next to mine are giving a party this evening. So this one is incorrect. Miss Khairon, number 4. Are you there, Miss Khairon? Okay, we go to Mr. Manggala. Number 4, Mr. Manggala. Which one is subject?
President.
The president. Verbnya?
Is trying.
Is trying. Okay, is the sentence correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Correct, it is. Yeah, it's not the service agents. Number 5, Miss Kartika, are you there? Miss Meta, I mean. Miss Salma, number 5, Miss Salma. The building destroyed during the fire are being reported as the taxpayer expense. Which one is subject, Miss Salma?
The building.
The buildings. Verbnya?
Are being
rebuilt. So the sentence?
Correct.
Correct, that's right. Because this word is adjective. Number 6, Miss Vivid. Subject. Miss Vivid, are you there? Okay. Miss Aino, number 6. Which one is subject, Miss Aino?
The board.
Yeah, the board. And the verbs?
Have called.
Have called. Correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Harusnya?
Single. Has.
Has, that's right. Yeah, seperti itu. Okay, I believe you can do the rest. You may do the rest because the patterns are same. Okay, please remember about subject and verbs agreement. Pokoknya verbnya mengikuti subject, singular pakai singular, plural pakai plural. Hati-hati dengan object of preposition. Now, skill 21. Make verbs agree after expression of quantity. Kadang expression of quantity itu membingungkan. Ini dihitungnya singular atau plural ya? Apa aja expression of quantities? Mereka ada all, semua, most, sebagian besar, or some, beberapa. And they can be singular or plural, depending on what follows of the preposition. What follows the preposition of? Tergantung benda yang mengikuti. Look at this. Yeah, the first one. All the book was interesting. So we talk about one book. One book. The bukunya satu, tapi konten yang ada di dalamnya semua. So we say all the book was interesting. Second, here all the books were interesting. Setelah of adalah plural. Maybe all the books on your room, in your room. So all of the books in the table or in the shelf were interesting. But here, all of the information was interesting. Remember, uncountable noun is always counted as singular noun. Selalu dihitung singular. Happiness, information, sugar, salt, and others. This one. All, some, most, half, of, kemudian tinggal lihat objeknya singular atau plural. Exercise 22, we have it. At 22, 21. Wait a moment. We are going to skip the exercise ya. I'm going to keep explaining sampai nanti kita sekalian aja exercise-nya. 22 tadi, remember? After expression of count itu dilihat bedanya. Nanti verbnya menyesuaikan. Next, skill 22. Make inverted verbs agree. Inversion yang minggu lalu dipelajari tetap dipakai di sini. Make inverted verbs agree, even though sudah ada inversionnya. Nah, hati-hati, dilihat benda setelahnya. Behind the house was the bicycles I wanted. Behind the house is not the subject. This is expression of place. That's why verb and subject are inverted. Makanya verb sama subjeknya di-invert. Behind the house, bukan house as the subject. Nah, ada kata behind. So, verbnya keluar dulu, was. Kemudian baru subjeknya. But the subject is plural. The subjects are plural. So, verbnya juga ikut plural. Behind the house were the bicycles. Behind the house was the bicycle, singular. Syarat inversion apa aja? Don't you forget ada question, negative expression, expression of place, condition without no if, nggak pakai if, pakainya had atau were, sama comparison, perbandingan. Itu saja. Pokoknya kalau ada inversion, subjek sama verbnya dibalik dan cek again singular or plural. Itu saja. 23. Okay, this is what you also need to memorize. Make verbs agree after certain words. Certain word itu ada apa aja sih? Word ending with body. Everybody are going to the theater. You know, even though there are 20 people in this class, and all of them, and everybody going to the theater, tapi everybody is counted as singular. Walaupun ke-20-nya ikut, but when you use everybody, certain word everybody, it is counted as singular. Ada apa aja? We have this. Any, every, no. Kalau no maksudnya negatif ya. Nanti di-invert subject noun verbnya. Some, sama, each or every. Belakangnya bisa body, one, thing. Aja. The certain word is counted singular. Jadi expression of quantity bergantung bedanya. Tapi kalau certain words, anybody, everybody, nobody, somebody, or something, each every diikuti dengan noun. Nounnya plural. Each of doctors, each of students. Tapi yang dilihat each-nya. Itu dihitung singular. Okay. Questions maybe? No? Bisa kok jelasinnya kecepatan. I guess teman-teman sudah sampai skill 19. I guess everyone has the basics. to do this exercise karena skill 20 sampai 23 secara tidak langsung sebenarnya sudah kita bahas di awal-awal, cuma meningkatkan ketelitian dan find the error. Okay, here's how the skills are applied. Please do TOEFL exercise skill 20 until 23. Number 1 and 2 completing multiple choices. Number 3 until 10 find the error. Your time is 5 minutes. 5 menit. Silakan. TOEFL exercise skill 20 till 23. Okay, it has been 5 minutes. Let me discuss it. Means I know, number 1, among these, blah, 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 a highly elaborate form of communication. A, B, C, D?
Alpha.
Alpha, occur. Okay, among these, among us. Among us is the imposter. Main game among us. Kalau ada among, itu dihitung satu juga. So, kalau dihitung satu berarti verbnya not occur, but occurs. Among. Ini sama seperti everybody, temannya everybody, each, every, among us. Among us is the imposter, salah satu dari kita, among these, di antara lebah-lebah. Ya, walaupun lebahnya banyak, tapi satu sama lain. We can say in other words, among these, di antara lebah-lebah, satu sama lain. No, it's not because only among these, but look at this. Subjeknya di sini nih, a highly elaborate forms. Among these, maybe we think it as subject, but when we look at deeper, ketika kita melihat lebih dalam lagi, among these is the expression of place, right? Subjeknya mana? Ini a highly elaborate forms. Ini keterangan lokasi. Walaupun lokasinya among these, bukan nama tempat ya. This one is subject, a highly elaborate form, singular. That's why subjeknya, verbnya juga singular, occurs. Number 2, Miss Arifah.
Delta.
Delta. Why do you choose delta? That's right. Why do you choose it, Miss? Ah, Miss Arifah koneksinya hilang. Teman-teman, kita choose delta, homes, heated by solar energy. Bukan homes are atau a home is heated, karena heated di sini adalah adjective. Rumah yang terhangatkan oleh solar energy, verbnya di sini have. Verbnya have aja. Homes-nya, yes, that's right. This one is subject, heatednya adjective. Past participle adjective. So we don't need to be anymore, even though there is by. Oh, Miss Arifah has come back. Yeah, delta. Delta, verbnya adalah have. Number 3, Miss Ernie. Ini verb agreement. Miss Erna, sorry. Miss
Bravo.
Bravo. Kenapa pilih bravo?
Each number.
Each number. So that should be is, yeah, that's right. Each number of binary system is formed. Number 4, Mr. Farhan. It's okay, Miss Arifah. Mr. Farhan, number 4.
It's alpha, Miss.
Kenapa pilih alpha?
Because of the subject.
Subjeknya scientist, so that should be art trying. Okay, number 5, Mr. Manggala, have you come back, Mr.?
Yes, Miss.
What's your answer for number 5? Mana yang salah?
Delta.
Kenapa pilih delta? Agree, everyone? On the rim of the Kilauea volcano in the Hawaiian Island, on, kemudian diikuti dengan keterangan tempat. So it is expression of players. That's why the subject and verbs are inverted. Subjek dan verbnya dibalik. Are a hotel called the volcano. Oke, verbnya are, subjeknya a hotel. Nah, subjeknya itu a hotel. Dia nggak di underline ya. This is what I said. We need to look at the whole sentence karena subjeknya a hotel, jadi bukan are tapi is. This type of question always appear. Ini tipe-tipe soal seperti ini sering banget keluar di structure TOEFL, entah itu yang completion atau yang error. Paling sering sih di error. So inversion, kalau inversion itu pasti keluar, entah itu 1 atau 2. we need to look the, what is it, ciri khasnya. Apakah negatif, negative words, atau keterangan tempat. Okay. Number 6, Miss Salma. ABCD, Miss Salma?
Charlie.
Charlie, that's right. Why do you choose Charlie? Kenapa pilih Charlie?
Because the subject, the great digital advances.
Thank you. Yeah, you are so a witness. Jeli sekali, karena subjeknya sampai ini. Even though advances-nya nggak di-underline, but in fact that the subject is the great digital advances, plural. Such an integrated circuitry and a microcomputer, ini a positif di antara dua koma. So, subjeknya plural, verbnya juga harus have. Miss Aino, number 7.
Delta.
Kenapa pilih delta?
Subjeknya one.
It is.
One out of.
That's right, 1 out of 4. There are many frequently mentioned. Ini kalimatnya terdiri dari dua klausa ya, karena dia punya what is it? Connector way juga. Yang pertama, there are. Ini juga invert. There are many frequently mentioned. Many frequently mentioned reasons. Reason are connector Y, 1 out of 4 arrest. 1 dari 4 yang tertangkap. Ini S. Miss Arifah, number 8. Yuk, 3 lagi yuk. Which one? Number 8?
B.
Harusnya?
Harusnya nggak pakai ed.
Tapi kalau always kan ketemunya antara I sama id. Kalau to be dia bertemu in jadi active sentence, kalau ketemu id jadi passive sentence. Look at this, the Kepler's law, subjeknya ini. Verbnya was formulated, so masalahnya di sini. Diformulasikan berdasarkan. Kalau kita pakai in, kalau kita jawab be dan harusnya pakai in, nanti memformulasikan aktif. Padahal Kepler's law itu diformulasikan. A should be word. Number 9, Miss Erna.
Bravo.
Harusnya?
Is.
Kenapa is?
Only with a.
Ya, only with, only. Betul. Sebenarnya subjeknya cuma only. With, the two, third, fourth. Ini ada preposition with ini. So, it can be the subject, only, singular. The last time, Mr. Farhan. Mr. Farhan, number 10.
It's alpha, Miss.
Kenapa pilih A?
Because of all the evidence.
Of all the evidence. Subjeknya?
It should be have piled up.
Harusnya have. All of the evidence that have piled up. Evidence itu uncountable singular. So no problem with has. The problem is here. Therefore, there is no new ideas. Subjeknya new ideas, plural. So bukan is, tapi are. There are no new ideas. Yeah. Pay attention to whole sentences. Seperti itu. Okay, that's about subject and verbs agreement. I hope yang sedikit structure malam ini bisa brothers your knowledge about subject and verb agreement in structure. Kuncinya itu aja. Kalau dalam structure, in structure general or skills or numbers, I could say that first of all, you need to find the subject and verbs. Itu mutlak. Kalau nggak ada, berarti itu yang kita cari di kalimatnya. Second, find the connectors. Ini kalimatnya single clause, one clause, atau multiple clauses. If it contains more than one subject and verb, oke, berarti kita perlu konektor. Tapi ternyata subjek verbnya cuma satu, so kita nggak perlu konektor. Hati-hati pengecoh berupa preposition of, with, in, at, dan lain-lain, karena setelah itu kata bendanya nggak bisa jadi subjek. Hati-hati dengan present participle, verb ing, sama past participle, verb 3 yang jadi adjective. Dan verb agreement, inversion. Also be careful with inversion. You need to check the subject after the verb because it is inverted, karena itu dibalik. Saja. Subject, verb, inversion, connector. Hampir semua, Miss. Yeah. But believe me, structure is something that you can analyze. Kalau listening, oke, kita benar-benar kayak modalnya itu, dia punya modal, punya skill, tapi kadang kayak zero gitu, karena kembali lagi, soalnya apa? Kita dengarkan konteksnya. Tapi kalau structure, kita sudah punya patternnya. Patternnya seperti itu, structure. So, bisa dianalisa. Listening juga. Listening, the more you get exposure, the better. Or the easier you answer. Semakin sering kita dengar exposure, dengerin berita, podcast in English, will help us. Questions maybe or comment? For last meeting nih. Yes, Mr. Manggala.
Thank you so much, Miss.
My pleasure. Okay, it's happy to know all of the friends here and until the last meeting, wow! I remember the first meeting, everyone was in the classroom, and until the last year, 9 masih nutut sampai akhir. Thank you, Mr. Farhan, Miss Erna, Miss Vivit, Miss Salma, Mr. Manggala, Miss Meta, Miss Khairun, Miss Ainul, and Miss Arifa. You are welcome, Mr. Manggala, Mr. Farhan.
Miss,
I hope you.
Nanti berarti kalau pertemuan besok, berarti nggak miss lagi ya, yang misalkan yang udah ya?
No, with Miss Titi. Tetap Miss Titi. Rabu masih dengan Miss Titi ya. Kemudian Kamisnya dengan Miss Nana. Oh, teman-teman punya satu meeting lagi. Tapi itu di LT. Nanti post-test gitu, post-test. Mengerjakan post-test. Kan 24 meeting online-nya. Dan satu meeting itu di LT. Nanti silakan membuat janji ke LT. Hubungin LT dulu. Post harinya Senin sampai Jumat. Jamnya jam 9 sampai jam 1. Jam 1 atau jam 3 gitu. Nanti tinggal buat janji aja. Mbak, saya dari kelas TOEFL 1.9, 1.9, kelas TOEFL 1.9 ingin melaksanakan post-test hari ini jam sekian. Udah deh tinggal confirm. Nanti, oh ya, nanti kita siapkan. Gitu. Dan kalau teman-teman nanti mau mengerjakan tes, entah itu offline atau online, make sure you are in good condition, you have enough sleep, enough rest, you don't forget to eat and have some drink. Make sure to energize. Thank you. I'm so happy and please stay healthy and stay happy. See you again when I see you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.